How you doing, YouTube? This is Chris Mizo here with another video about how you can hook up your ASTRO MIXAMP Pro to your console. I'm going to do it specifically on PlayStation 5 because I do not have a Microsoft Xbox Series X or S how to have the MIXAMP Pro hooked up to it. But the theory behind it is exactly the same. Of course, you got to manually sort through the settings in order to get it working properly. This content will be mostly about how you can set up your ASTRO MIXAMP Pro to your PlayStation 5 and how to set it up correctly to where you can mix voice and gaming audio. And in order to do that, just make sure to follow every single step and watch the whole video so that way you don't miss anything. Otherwise, you will not be able to mix your audio properly to where it's going to be all in one type of deal. And that's something you don't want. You want to be able to mix audio the way you like it and the way it's intended for use. And personally, I did not use a HDMI extractor, and I have the reasons why, and I will explain deeper into this video. But first, if you find this content very useful, make sure you don't forget to give it a thumbs up. And also, if you want to join the big, wonderful fan band, because we love to talk about tech, PCs, gaming, all sorts of stuff, make sure you go down and hit that subscribe button. And let's get straight to it, because I know you guys want to know how to hook up your device. So fan band, guys, the reason why I don't use a HDMI audio extractor is because it can only handle up to 2.0B. It can't go to 2.1. The reason why I don't use an audio extractor because it is very limited to once it gets to 2.1 or 2.2. Say you have a monitor or something that has a very high refresh rate. It's because HDMI 2.1 or 2.2 even will also have a feature called VRR and ALLM. VRR is variable refresh rates, and ALLM is auto low latency mode. Of course, these games currently do not need it. They might not even need it in the next year, but it probably will need it in the next 2 or 3 years. And in order to keep buying new products, instead I did it a whole different way. I can use HDMI 2.1 still and have no problems with it. And the reason why is because what I'm using is called an optical splitter instead. If you want to go that route instead, you can. If you're going through the HDMI audio extractor, there's nothing wrong with it. This will be pretty much the same theory. Instead of using a optical splitter, you're going to be using a HDMI audio extractor. So either way, it's going to be practically the same thing. You can kind of follow this content to get the idea. If you're trying to hook up your HDMI audio extractor, this is practically the same concept, but this will be specifically if you're using an optical splitter. If you're using an optical splitter, I'll show you exactly how you can hook it up properly. Or if you're having trouble with your optical splitter and you're not sure the exact reason why, hopefully this video will answer every single question that you need. But without further ado, let me show you exactly how you can do it. I'm also doing a free giveaway to the fan band who enters the contest and wins one chance of getting an Xbox Series X or S controller. And I have it right here. And you can have a chance to win one of these if you go down to the description box down below to enter a chance in order to win an Xbox Series X or S controller. Hopefully you get a chance to win an Xbox Series X controller. And I really thank you guys, and I really appreciate you guys. The contest will be ongoing for about 2 weeks, and just make sure you follow each and every step so that way you have a chance to win an Xbox Series X controller. So the very first step, you're gonna want to make sure you buy your console, of course, and you're gonna just need a couple of things. You're gonna need a HDMI cable. You're also gonna need a optical extractor. And of course, you're gonna need an ASTRO MIXAMP Pro in order to do this. Make sure you have up to 2 optical cords in order for you to do this. And if you're hooking it up to a receiver, make sure you have up to 3 optical cords. You're gonna have your HDMI cord on the back of your console directly to the back of your TV. You also wanna make sure your optical cords to your TV and then directly to your optical splitter. As you can see, the USB for your optical splitters to power it up. As you notice here on the other side of the optical splitter, I have 2 optical cords. One is to my audio system and the other one's to my ASTRO MIXAMP Pro. I'm going to show you my audio system here, which is the black optical cord, and the silver optical cord goes directly to my ASTRO MIXAMP Pro. Now you see this USB here? That's for your microphone for your console. Now that's important. You want to make sure that's plugged up. And as you see in the bottom here, those are your ports. And on the top here, that's where your optical cord goes, and also your USB. Now you want to make sure you have a splitter for your headphone jack, just like for mine's. I have one for audio and mic into one. So you want to make sure you have your 2-in-1 splitter into the headphone side of the ASTRO MIXAMP Pro for it to work properly. So the very next thing you got to do is you just got to hook up your microphone, your headset that I currently have. I actually prefer these. I have a Sennheiser set. It's a PC363D. It's a little bit older of a set, but still works great. And I'm really happy with this headset. But all you have to do is, if your headset contains a microphone and audio, if your microphone has audio and microphone separate, then you just hook up your headset just like this. You hook up your microphone to the microphone, and you also hook up your headphone to the headphone side. And of course, you got to turn on your console. I'll show you the exact settings you have to do in order for your ASTRO MIXAMP Pro to work properly. In order for you to use your optical splitter properly, you got to go into your settings up here. And once you go into settings, make sure you go to sound. Once you get to sound, you're going to see your microphone. It should say USB headset ASTRO MIXAMP Pro. So make sure that's selected and it's not on microphone, on controller. After that, make sure you go to audio output, and the audio output is USB headset ASTRO MIXAMP Pro. Go to HDMI device type, make sure that's on TV. Make sure you have output the headphones to chat audio, because more than likely you're not going to want to enable 3D audio, because it's going to be so much more pain dealing with that, and you'll have much more functionality as well with your ASTRO MIXAMP Pro. Now of course you're going to want to adjust your headphones and your controller speaker as well, and you can adjust your microphone levels here, and when you set it just like how you want it, it'll look something like this. Now if you have an audio HDMI extractor, you're going to want to make sure you go into input device and go to USB headset, audio output. It's going to look practically the same way, just like this. And you're going to have the HDMI device type the same way. So it's not really too much different, except your output's probably going to be all audio instead of chat audio. Make sure that you have all your settings correctly to audio format, linear PCM. When you're in a game that has multiplayer, you want to test your settings. As you can see, I have it between game and voice. And you're going to also want to test out to make sure that it's working properly for the volume. And make sure it mixes properly as well when you're in game. If you hear all of your audio going into one side, for example, if you go to voice only, and then it starts to mute the game audio as well, then you have a problem with your settings. Make sure you go over what I mentioned you have to do in your settings, and you shouldn't have any issues. Don't forget, you can enter the free giveaway in order for you to have a chance to win an Xbox Series X controller, and it can be completely yours. Just make sure you follow everything you have to in the link in order to increase your chances of winning one free Xbox Series X controller, and it can be yours. And it's a token of appreciation to you guys, because it couldn't be possible without you. And make sure, if you want any upcoming content, just let me know and put it down in the comments down below, because I love hearing from you guys. And I always try my best to respond quick as possible to you guys. If you found this content very useful, make sure to give it a thumbs up. If you want to join the big, wonderful fan band, where we love to talk about tech, PC, gaming, and all kinds of stuff, make sure you go down and hit that subscribe button. And don't forget to hit the notification bell for all the newest updates. Make sure you follow my Twitter handle right here. And guys, I hope if you have any questions at all, if you found this useful, make sure you let me know down in the comments down below, because I love hearing from you guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. This is Chris Mizo, signing out.